Hello, beautiful humans. I'm Jen Madrone, and today I want to talk about this endless flow of awakening and how, awakening isn't something with a finish line, that it's not a destination, that the idea of being woke is, sounds interesting, sounds great, but it kind of lends to this feeling that, once we're woke, we're done. We've done it, we've completed it, and we don't have to, work on ourselves anymore. And even though it might disappoint some of you to know that this process of transformation is never ending, um, that's only because you're in a really challenging part of it right now. That it's really difficult and you just want to be done. And I understand, I've been there. But once we move through those challenging parts, we find that there's always more and more and more ways to awaken ourselves, to awaken our consciousness, and to connect more deeply with our soul, with who we are. And so, this is something that when we realize this, awakening becomes more of a lifestyle, more of a way of life, that we live with this constant awareness and this consciousness that is looking for ways that we can upgrade our consciousness, that we can awaken more to the beauty of life, to the beauty of who we are. And this makes life much more interesting than feeling like we're done. And, when we have moments of feeling like, oh, I figured it all out, I finally got there, I figured it all out, then we can be pretty sure that our ego has creeped back in. And, two things can happen when this ego creeps back in. Often we get a huge slap from the universe that shows us, well, no, actually, you haven't figured it all out yet, keep going. Or if we really insist on believing that we have it all figured out, then we miss opportunities to go deeper. We miss opportunities to go further. And we actually are just going to slip back in to that old way of ego centered life, even though it may be a much more spiritual and prettier looking ego centered life. We're still in that same place. And so we have to keep going. We have to keep looking for those opportunities to upgrade, and we will get them. We'll absolutely get them. And this is something that I've been learning over the past couple months, or relearning. Um, Again, is that when these upgrades come and these up levels come, sometimes, there's small ones, and then other times there's bigger chunks that stop us and slow us down. And, that's what I've been experiencing over the past couple of months. And it's really made me really have to go very internal and let go of everything that I thought I knew. And so, as someone who talks about awakening all of the time, and it's my favorite thing to talk about, I found myself in a place where I didn't have much to say for a while. And I got off of social media almost completely, other than this group, and I really slowed down in here. So, for a lot of you guys who've been in here for a while, you probably noticed that I really slowed down. I'm not doing as many videos. And that's because I've been, in that place of, up leveling or upgrading. And even though once we get through the really challenging parts of awakening that we talk about a lot in this group, when we get through those, the upgrading, up leveling, shifting process looks very different from the time when we're processing the really big traumas in our life, the big emotional wounds, and really working with the old programs and old beliefs. And, so when we move through all of those things, or at least the big sticky chunks, then the upgrading process is more graceful. It's more easeful, but it's also easier to miss if we're not paying attention. Because even though it's more easeful, it's still uncomfortable because we don't know what's really happening. We know that we're shifting and changing, but we don't really know exactly how. Or, sometimes we may not even trust that that's happening. We just think maybe there's something wrong with me because I'm in this complete void. I have nothing to say, nothing to do. There's not a whole lot of inspiration coming in. But we have to trust. We have to sit in that place of allowing and knowing that there's a shifting happening. Some of the symptoms can be the same as when we're going through that big chunk where there's a lot of energy moving through your body, which is something that I've noticed. And again, and it's been a while since I've had that intense amount of energy moving through. And as that happens, we just have to allow it to move, no matter where we are in our process. And when we know that there are downloads coming through, but we have no idea what those downloads are. Again, we just have to make space for those things to happen. That's why it's important to get quiet. It's why it's important to slow down. So whatever is coming through, and actually, we say downloads as if it's something that's coming down from above into us, but actually it's just something that is being awakened inside of us that we're remembering again because of this connection with spirit that is happening. And so we're remembering, we're being reminded, and we're reconnecting with knowledge that has been within us that we've forgotten. And so just knowing that these upgrades and these up levelings will look different each time, because otherwise we would get too used to them and we would just, it would be easy and we would think we have it figured out, and we wouldn't allow for ourselves to be in that space of the void, to be in that space for whatever is coming through to come through. And so I just want to, encourage you guys all to stay in that space of not knowing and that space of allowing. And knowing that right now, in this crazy time that we are living through, there's so much shifting and changing. But right now, we're in that place collectively of where we can't see through the storm. I and many of us know that on the other side of this storm is incredible transformation and healing. But right now we're in the middle of it. We can't see. It feels like we may be destroyed through all of this, through this storm, that this storm may destroy us. But we have to trust and know that on the other side of it is incredible transformation. And so give yourself time to be quiet. Give yourself time to stare at the wall if you want. Do your meditations, your breathing, reading, whatever it is that your soul is asking for right now, and trust the process. And if you are struggling through this process, whether you're in the really challenging and sticky phases of it, or you're doing the more subtle work now and you're not really sure exactly what that looks like for you at the moment, if you would like some help moving through this, then please reach out to me. Send me a private message and I can share with you the work that I do with my clients and see if it would be a good fit for you. So sending you all so much love. Be present, be patient, love the shit out of yourself. And if you have any questions, please leave them here in the comments. And I'll see you on the Facebook group. All right, have a great day.